time. Each day of our lives just rolls forward, and particularly for many of us who've experienced quarantine life in the past year, one day can start feeling much like the next, unless we choose to do something about it. If you've been falling into a pattern where your life and your work are starting to feel monotonous or persistently intense, then this video is for you. I want to show you how to break things up, how to create horizons and a better sense of ebb and flow in your daily life, which is why I want to teach you the basics of the pulse system, which is part of the vision and direction element of the freedom evolution method. Let's talk about why this is important. Just like an athlete needs to practice or train with a certain level of intensity and then rest and recover, allowing their muscles to rebuild strength, we want to create a manageable ebb and flow to the pressure and intensity in our lives. I know many exhausted entrepreneurs who have been living either full throttle or off, pushing super hard until you're toast, and then kind of vanishing for days or weeks at a time. If that sounds familiar, then you may have realized that this crazy intensity followed by exhaustion isn't sustainable on a long term. We're not machines. We don't have power switches that can just be completely all on or off when we're managing our human energy. Instead, we operate best if we build in a sense of flow, more like the crescendo of a wave, where you're building to a peak, racing toward the beach, then drawing back to rebuild energy before the next wave. Blessedly, for many digital entrepreneurs, course creators, coaches, we often create many of our own deadlines. You get to decide when to schedule your next launch, webinar, or event. We also get to decide when we take our vacations and our breaks. These are just a few of the ways that we can create our own horizons of action. So what if we leverage those horizons to ensure that they provide clarity and motivation as well as the rest and breaks we need following a big push? That is what the pulse system does. It gives you a system, a structure to create a sense of rhythm, a pulse to each season of your life. Now, inside the Freedom Evolution, I go into much more depth about how to integrate this system with a new approach to seasonal planning and connecting the pulse to your goals, or as I prefer to call them, your vivid future accomplishments, or VFAs. I have a whole lot of opinions and issues with the traditional baggage around goals, but that's a topic for another day. But for now, let's get you started with the basic 3 phases that make up every pulse and a few guidelines that can help you start installing those pulses into your life right now. So here they are, the 3 phases of a pulse. Phase number 1, plan. This is when you clarify and define your work. You're casting the vision for your current priority projects and defining the immediate next steps. Phase 2, act. This is going to be the biggest chunk when you're taking action, executing on the plan you've created, moving your work forward and getting the serious stuff done. Then, phase number 3, rest and reflect. After a big push, this is the period when you're pausing to rest, to step entirely away from your work, at least for a little while, so that you can regroup your mind, your energy, your heart in preparation for what will come next, ready to re-engage and plan the next pulse. Now, how long is each phase? When I first taught this system almost 4 years ago, I recommended thinking of a whole pulse as roughly 5 weeks. And that can definitely work. But these days I tend to prefer a little more fluid approach. In some pulses, you may want 1 whole week to plan, 3 weeks to take action, and 1 week to rest and reflect. But other pulses, you might really only need a couple of days to plan, then push through a 5-week action period before taking a 2-week break to rest and reflect. Basically, The length of each phase of your pulse is much less important than ensuring that you do create clear space for each of the phases. Don't skip them, and don't make every day all about action. That's what's going to put you right back on the road to burnout again. Now, how do you put all of this into action and start using the pulse system? Best strategy I've seen? Look at a calendar for the next few weeks or at most couple of months and decide when your next rest and reflection time belongs. Maybe it'll just be a 3-4 day weekend, or maybe it'll be a couple week break. If you don't already have one planned, then plan it right now. Define that horizon, then you can work backwards and forwards from that point. Just before it will be action time, likely 2 to 6 weeks, no more. Then right after that break will be planning time. That might be only 2 or 3 days or a whole week, depending on what's up in your business and where you are in the flow of your seasonal planning. I often like to make longer planning phases at the beginning of a season and shorter ones for pulses in between, because every season usually has 2 to 4 pulses built into it, so that you're creating that sense of effort and rest consistently. By reverse engineering your pulses from your breaks, you're installing horizons, and perhaps most importantly, you're ensuring that you're getting the downtime that your mind, your body, and your overall energy need. Now, you can do all sorts of things to incorporate this pulse system with your seasonal planning, your project management systems, connecting it directly to how you achieve your vivid future accomplishments, otherwise known as your dreams and awesome life goals. And we dig into all of those strategies in the Freedom Evolution. But for now, if you're clear that something in your business, in your life, needs to shift, that it's time to start figuring out how to get out of the exhausted entrepreneur trap so that you can start stepping into your future as the visionary CEO for your business, then you'll want to hop on over to chosencourse.com/I want more and grab a few of the awesome resources we have for you there. Most importantly, you want to make sure that you get access to the Road to Inspired Action video series, which will help you discover exactly what it takes to start building the systems to end the cycle of exhaustion and finally create the time freedom you truly want in your life. This is your life, freedom lover. Let's make it amazing.